Hello, I'm Praveen Sonawani and you are watching India's most reliable and relevant channel where you get best in class study material and video lecture. Do check the link in the description box. So students, today we are going to start with the ICSE class 10 maths textbook chapter number 1, that is GST. So as I told you, there are two types of GST in our syllabus. First one is the Central Goods and Service Tax, means CGST, and other one is the State Goods and Service Tax, which means SGST. So before we actually dive into solving the sums from this chapter, first we should know the formulae. We also require some basics, that means some simple formula related to profit, loss, profit percent and loss percent. But remember that here the concept of percentage is going to be very important. You cannot solve the questions from this chapter fluently until unless you know the concept of percentage. So let us revise the formulae first. You need to understand that GST is never calculated on the printed price. That is the price which is printed on the product. So shopkeeper prints a certain price on the product and then he offers certain discount. That discount has to be deducted so as to find out the sale price, and GST will be calculated on the sale price as it is written over here. You can go through this. The slab of GST is different for the different product. It might be just 5% on the product which are used in our day-to-day life, or maybe there can be certain products which are the luxury item. So on those items there can be a tax slab of 28% also. So let us take an example where slab of GST is 18%. So when you are calculating the tax 18%, you have to bear in mind that this 18% is divided between the state government and the central government. So 9% of the sale price will be your SGST and the remaining 9% will be your SGST. One and very important thing you have to remember, and that is the entire burden of tax is on poor customer. He has to pay all the tax. So shopkeeper pays the tax, but he get a rebate of that tax when he gets a tax from the customer or when he collect the tax from the customer. So these are the formulae which we will be using in this chapter. First formulae you have been studying right from your childhood, maybe from 6th standard. So that is related to profit and loss. We all know that if you buy a certain article for less amount and if you sell it for a bigger amount, then it is a profit. So profit is calculated as selling price minus cost price. Whereas if you buy it for a higher amount and if you sell it for a lower amount, then you may incur a loss. So loss is equal to cost price minus selling price. And along with that, how do we calculate a profit percent or a loss percent? It is very important to understand that loss percent or profit percent is always calculated on the cost price and not on the selling price. So here we have a formula, that is profit percent is profit upon cost price into 100, and loss percent is also equal to loss upon cost price into 100. GST is equal to GST percent multiplied by sale price. So I want to repeat this point once again, that GST is always calculated on the sale price and not on the mark price. Yes, it can be tax or GST can be calculated on the mark price only under one condition, that is shopkeeper is offering no discount or zero discount on the product which he is selling. This is the list of the other formulae. So write this down in your notebook and I'll be explaining you this formula along with the example for the better understanding. So here we go with our MCQ number 1. It states that when an article is sold without any discount, then its selling price is equal to dash. So we have 4 options. Now we will read this question carefully. It says that shopkeeper has not offer any discount or discount is 0 rupees. So we'll try to first eliminate the answers. Can it be equal to cost price? It is not said that ki shopkeeper is not making any profit. So cost price cannot be the answer. So cost price, selling price and cost price are equal. when shopkeeper is not making any profit. But here in this question it is not said that shopkeeper is not making a profit. So this is not the answer. No discount means selling price cannot be equal to discounted price, and it is also not equal to high price. So let us check whether our option B is the correct answer or not. When article is sold without any discount, then what? Then selling price is definitely going to be equal to the mark price. So on the product we see a label on which price is printing. So here definitely shopkeeper is offering no discount, so he is selling the product for the marked price. So correct option is option B. So now MCQ number 2. In intra-state transaction, the GST collected from a buyer is deposited with. Option A is central government, B state government, equally shared between central and state government, and shared between central and state government in ratio 5:4. Now if you remember the concept which we have studied earlier in this chapter, there we have taken one example कि if slab of GST is 18%, that was equally shared between central government and state government as 9% each. So 9% will be CGST and 9% will be SGST. So correct option is option C. So MCQ number 1 and 2 was very easy. It was just a selecting from the given options. But MCQ number 3 is calculation based MCQ. So here we have to do a calculation. And please be alert and attentive because I am going to show you a short trick to solve this sum within a single step. So question is, mark price of a furniture is rupees 50,000 and offered discount of 20%. Find the selling price of a furniture. Now here you have to understand that customer is not paying the 100% of the mark price because he is getting a 20% of discount. So if you remove 20% discount, so customer is not paying the 100%, he is paying only the 80% of the mark price. So we have to calculate what is, we have to calculate the 80% of the mark price. So see this calculation, 80% of mark price. Let me write MP, which stands for mark price. So 80% means 80 upon 100 multiply by 50,000, which is the mark price. So 20 cancel from here and 20 cancel from here. So 8 into 5 is 40 and followed by these 3 zeros. So my answer is rupees 40,000. So my correct option is option A. Isn't it easy? As we move from one question to the another question, you will realize that the difficulty level of the question is increasing with every question. If you want more practice, don't forget to download our app PrepWin on Play Store, where you will get lots and lots of material. So going with the next question, that is MCQ number 4, it says if a dealer in Agra, Uttar Pradesh supplies good worth rupees 10,000 to another dealer in Lucknow, same state, that is Uttar Pradesh, with rate of GST 28%, then the tax levied under CGST is dash. Now again going back to our concept of GST, that GST collected is equally distributed between the state government and the central government. So here GST is 28%. So this 28% is equally distributed as 14% and 14% by state government and the central government as CGST and SGST. So in this question we are required to find out the CGST. So CGST will be equal to 14% of 10,000. So on cancelling 2 zeros from numerator as well as denominator, so what you get is rupees 1,400. So my correct option is option B. Look at question 5. MRP is equal to rupees 12,000. Discount is 20% and GST is 18%. Mind here, both things are given, discount as well as GST. Calculate the amount of bill. Very interesting question. This question has all the merit to find the place in the board exam. So let's solve this important question. So now here MRP is 12,000, discount is 20%. As we use a short trick, so customer is going to pay only 80% of MRP, that is 12,000. So 80% of 12,000, what is this? This will be our sale price. So I can say that my sale price is 80%. Why 80%? Because 20% is the discount. So from 100%, if you deduct 20%, so you get 80% of 12,000. Again 20 and 20 cancel from the numerator and denominator. So your sale price becomes 9,600. And as we have seen in our concept, that GST is always calculated on the sale price. The question is amount of bill. So we have to find the final amount or the total amount of bill. So I will write amount of bill is equal to 118%. Again, why 118%? If you are smart enough, you will understand how I am using a short trick whereby I eliminate all the intermediate step and I reach towards my answer within a single step. So here 100% of the value plus 18% of service tax makes it 118%. 118% of the sale price is, so 00 and 00 cancelled, and when you multiply 118 by 96, you get 11,328, which is my option A. Remember, the difficulty level will keep on increasing with the every sum. So next sum, if a customer bought two items worth rupees 450 and rupees 200 at 20% discount and 10% discount respectively, then the amount of bill for intrastate transaction if the rate of GST is 18% is dash. Okay, so let us solve this sum. 450 and second one cost rupees 200 and discount offered on first item is 20%. So quite obviously the amount which will be paid will be only 80% after deducting 20% of discount. And second item cost is 90% as 10% discount is offered here. So on calculating 80% of 450, we get it as rupees 360 and 90% on 200 rupees is rupees 180. On adding 360 and 180, we get total sale price as rupees 540, and your GST will be calculated on the sale price. So GST is 18%. So amount of bill will be 118% on rupees 540. So 0 and 0 cancelled over here. On multiplying 118 by 54, you get 6372 upon 10. So this 0 cut and point is placed here. So answer is rupees 637 and 20 paise. So if I look at my options, my correct option is option B. You can use Vedic maths for doing this calculation in shorter possible time. Next question is the case based question, whereby you will be having one question and there will be 3 to 5 sub questions, 1 mark each. So let's see this question. Let P, Q and R be the 3 dealers in a GST chain. P buys some article for rupees 1000 and sell it to Q at a profit of rupees 800. Q then sell the same article to R for rupees 2500. If the rate of GST at every stage is 18%, then answer the following question. Now this is a very important type of questions, and again this question also have all the merits to find a place in a question paper, and it is going to be a very important sum. So whenever you have a question in which a chain is involved, where one person is selling an article to another one who in turn is selling it to the third one. So in this question, we have to be very much clear in our mind what is the cost price and the selling price at the each level. Okay, so here we see a person P buys some articles for rupees 1000. So cost price for B is 1000 rupees and sells it to Q at a profit of rupees 800. So what will be a selling price? So selling price will be 1000 plus 800, that is 1800. In short, I can say that P buys an article for rupees 1000 and selling it for rupees 1800. Now let's come to second person in this chain, that is Q, and we will try to understand what is the cost price and selling price of Q. So selling price of P is 1800 and same will be the cost price of Q. Selling price of P is same as cost price of Q. Now what happens next is Q then sell the same article to R for rupees 2500. So selling price of Q is 2500. So this is a chain. So cost price of R will be 2500 because R is buying an article from Q. So what happens next? Is R selling this article? No. Maybe he is using this article for himself. So there is no selling price for R. So this chain you have to understand properly. So sub question number 1. The input tax payable by dealer P. Remember that input tax is always calculated on the cost price and the output tax is calculated on the sale price. So that is the reason we have calculated cost price and selling price for each person, that is P, Q and R. So here we have to calculate the input tax payable by dealer P. So input tax is 18% on cost price. Cost price is 1000 rupees. So such a easy calculation, and this turn out to be rupees 180. So my correct option is option C. Moving towards the next sub question, we have to calculate the output tax payable by dealer P. So output tax is calculated on the selling price. So output tax will be equal to 18% on the selling price, which is 1800. So 0 cut and 0 cut. So that brings my answer to be rupees 324. So now my correct option is option B. Next question, that is net tax payable by dealer B. Concentrate on this word which says net tax. So net tax, we have a different formula for net tax. Net tax is equal to output tax minus input tax. If you remember earlier, we have got output tax as 324 and input tax as 180. So this will bring us to our answer, which is 144. So correct option is option A. Sub question number 4. The net tax payable by dealer Q is dash. Stay along with me. I will show you the shortest possible method to find out net tax directly. and I have given this as a formula also, which was formula number 8, the last formula. So let us find out the net tax. Now we already know that net tax is output tax minus input tax, and output tax is 18% on the selling price, as output tax is always calculated on the selling price and input tax is 18% on cost price. As always, input tax is always calculated on the cost price. So here 18 upon 100 is taken out common. So what is left is selling price minus cost price. Selling price minus cost price means profit. So we can say that net tax is paid on profit. So 18 upon 100 into selling price, which is 2500, minus cost price, which is 1800. Okay, this will come to 18 upon 100 into 700. 700 is 2500 minus 1800. So 20 and 20 cancelled, and this 18 multiplied by 7 is rupees 126. So my correct option is option A. Sub question number 5. Output tax payable by dealer R is dash. Now we will see that dealer R is not selling the article as per our question. So there is no selling price. So selling price we are taking as 0, and his net output tax will be 0. So here correct option is last option, which is option D. This brings us to the end of this chapter. I hope you have enjoyed learning this chapter as much as I have enjoyed teaching it. We have covered all the type of questions from this chapter. For more practice, for more questions, you can download my app, PrepWin app, available on the Android Play Store, where you will get study material for your practice along with their solution. Also, you can take an online test which will be helpful for you as a practice test for your board examination. Best of luck. See you in some other class. Bye.